Welcome everyone to another exciting ICT plugged activity class. Now this class is a partial plugged activity and also partial unplugged activity because we're not going to be doing much on coding. Today's topic is simulating experiments. In this class, we will be looking at the meaning of simulating experiments as an unplugged activity. We will also look at the method of gathering information, and also we will look at the reasons for getting information. Now, first of all, what is simulating experiment? Now, we simply put that it means to imitate an operation of a process of systems. Now, when we say imitate an operation or imitate or to mimic an operation, it means when you are repeating an action continuously while gathering information. But while gathering information, such data may not come exactly the way it was before. So it's a process, but in simulating experiment, we are going to see how we can gather information, but they may not be accurate. Now we should note that when gathering information, most information do not come accurate, especially when you are doing research. Now, models and simulation. This is a program that replicates or mimics key features of a real-world event in order to investigate its behavior without the cost, the time, or danger of running an experiment in real life. I will say it again. It's a program that helps to replicate or that helps to mimic or imitate any key features of a real world event. Now, events such as when you are programming, it helps to imitate or mimic that program, and it investigates its behavior without any cost or any danger of running an experiment. We have different methods where we can gather or get information. Some of these methods are through questionnaires. I believe that we have done this before in our previous 10. Questionnaires, that is, gathering of information through questions. We have the internet, which is one of the largest way of getting information. Connects millions of servers of computers together to share resource. We also have documentation. It means to put down various findings of information that you see around you. Interview, a one-on-one interaction with other people just to gather information. We also have the focus group. That is a group in which you have like minds, where people who have the same intellectual ability come together just to get and gather information. Now, in focus group, a topic can be raised and this topic can be deliberated on. And why do we get information? Or why do we gather information? We gather information for research. We also gather information for knowledge so that we know. Because if you are informed, you cannot be deformed. So information that is gathered is also for knowledge, for enlightenment, to enlighten people, to make people be aware. Like this incident of coronavirus is moving around. When we are enlightened about the dangers involved in not wearing face masks or not using hand sanitizers or keeping distance from other people, when we get such enlightenment, we will know how we can prevent the spread of the virus. So enlightenment is also one way of one reasons for gathering information. For entertainment, people are entertained when they are informed. Now, most data that are gathered from research may not be accurate. That is why you see that researchers, they don't just gather just one information. They move from one place to another, getting different views, different approach, just to solve a particular problem. So the data that are gathered may not be accurate even when they do it from different source. Now in our practical class today, we will learn how we can gather information, and we will see how those information can be accurate or not. So most especially when they are done several times. So we are going to do such information several times and see if our simulating experiment can be correct. See you in our plugged activity class. Okay, this is code.org, and our topic for today is simulating experiments. Now in this, we just have two puzzles to work on. This one, they are not telling you to program or write a code. What they just need you to do is they want you to check this research, so to find out what you can see, observe what you can see from what is going to happen in our play area today. That is why you see that the workspace area and the toolbox area are not included in this topic. Yes, it says collecting data. Run this simulation 5 times. Run this simulation 5 times. Each time use the collecting data activities guide to record. Now because we don't have a collecting data activity guide, we can just use our notebook to record and see what will happen. The first one says we have 2 different animals in our play area. We have the elephant and the hippopotamus. So now this one says, the first one says, how many apples did the elephant collect? How many apples did the hippopotamus collect? How many times did it take for the apples to be collected? Now these are the information we are going to be gathering. So when I click on run, let's see how many apples will the hippo or the elephant collect. So we are going to wait and see or observe how many they are collecting right now. From what we are seeing, the elephant has collected 4 apples. It has collected 11 apples now. And the hippo has just collected just 3 apples, which is the 4th one now. So after doing this, we are going to wait and observe and get this information, this data. Okay, this is the first round. The time is up. Now the simulating experiment, this simulating experiment, it ended in 34 seconds, which is the first time. Ended in 34 seconds. The elephant collected 16 apples, while the hippo collected 4 apples. So let's take this first one down. It lasted for 34 seconds. Elephant collected 16 apples, while hippo collected 4 apples. Let's check the second time to see if we can get the same data. So I'm clicking on run again and see if it is the same data that we can collect. Like I told you, most of the times data collected or when making research may not be accurate, because most especially when we are collecting them several times, it may be different. So what you get in your first report may be different from what you get in your second report. Now this one lasted for 27 seconds. You see, it was different from the 34 seconds that we had before. And from what we had, the elephant then collected 16 apples, but now the elephant now is collecting how many apples? 9 apples. And the hippo is collecting how many apples now? 11 apples. So if you notice, the information we got from the first experiment we did was quite different from the experiment we are getting from the second experiment we did. So the 2 data are different. Collection of data from the first experiment we did was quite different from the second experiment we are doing. So if you are trying to do another experiment again, it is still different. You also get different data. But the bottom line is you are getting apples from both elephant and hippopotamus. And the time duration is also fixed. So without wasting much time, we'll click on finish, but You can also do as many experiments on this puzzle as you wish. So I'll click on finish so that we can go to the next experiment. Now this one says modify and predict. Pick one of the variables that control this simulation to modify and predict how that will change the outcome. Now this is a variable. They want you to predict. Let's say, let's make our speed, let's make it faster. Let's put hippopotamus in 7 and also elephant is 7. So it means that their speed will be faster. And let's say, okay, as far as there are 20 apples, I'm predicting that elephant is going to collect 9 apples, while hippo is going to collect 11 apples. Let me see if my simulation will work for this. It's just a prediction. It's not that I am saying that this is what will happen, but I'm just predicting it that it may or it may not be correct. Okay, I'm changing this back to 1. So 1, we have 1, we have 1. Okay, but I'm predicting that hippopotamus is going to collect more apples than the elephants. You see, we also have more, we can add more things to it. If you say we want to change it, they will all change to this. Okay, let's use a better sprite. Let me see if I can pick a better sprite. Okay, this one is better. So let's click on run and see what will happen. I said I'm predicting that hippopotamus is going to collect more than the elephant. Oh, we got a tie. The elephant got 10 and the hippopotamus got 10 also. Let's reset and see if we can have a different result. I'll click on run. Let me see if my prediction can be correct this time. The elephant has 8 now, 9. The hippopotamus has just 5. Oh, now in this prediction, the elephant is collecting more than the hippopotamus. Okay, the hippopotamus has 8 collected while the elephant has 12 collected. So this is how simulating experiment is. We'll see in our next class to discuss how we can use this in coding. Don't go anywhere. Bye.